Hi, welcome to the Diabetic Diet Show. Today we're going to have a sausage with pasta, but it's going to have leeks, celery, onions, garlic, carrots, rosemary. It's going to have some sun-dried tomatoes and some wine, as well as some salt in it. I have the cheese, which I will grate, and for dessert we're going to have sliced apples. So let's go ahead and get started while the water is boiling for the pasta. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start out with my cheese, and that's going to make life easy while I wait for the pasta noodles. So I'm just going to grate up some cheese like this, and unfortunately when you do it this way it kind of makes a mess, but I cook like they do in a restaurant. You try to clean up the best you can, and then you sweep the rest on the floor, and it's easier to clean up that way. Okay, so there's fresh prime cheese all set, ready to go. Okay, that in the bowl here. And there we go, that's all done. Now, let's get out our sausage. You can pick all kinds of sausage. I have a cooked sausage, so it's going to be faster because this is a weeknight meal. So I've picked chicken and apple sausage pre-cooked. Just grabbed it from my local grocery store. Pull them out of the package here. Cut open the packages. Just like this. Cut across here so I can get these sausages out of here. They really seal them in these packages. There you go. That one's out. This one's giving me a little bit of trouble. Now to cut these up, all I'm going to do is just put my hands here like this. Well, there goes one. Too bad I don't have a dog. That one would be for the dog. I used to have a dog. My dog loved me because my dog ate well. So there's one sausage. Since there's two of us eating tonight, I'm just making two sausages. So that's what I would recommend, is that you do a sausage per person. And of course, to get the complete menu, all you have to do is subscribe, and I can email you the ingredients, or you can go to our website. It's jamesdds.blogspot.com. Of course, subscribe and click on the bell so when we drop another video, you get notified. Table's clean, I'll bring that one back. So there we go, there's my sausage. That's all set and ready to go. So I'm just gonna put this on the side. Now I'm gonna check on my pasta. You can see my water is boiling. So I'm going to set my timer on my stove for 6 minutes. Hit start. That's boiling. Now I'm going to take my pasta, and you need at least one handful per person, and then I usually do an extra handful. So I'm just going to go 1, 2, and a third. I have been known to make too much food, but I try not to make too much. Okay, so that's all done. Now, let's grab the foil. I like, while I'm cooking, to put stuff away. Let's get going on the other ingredients that we need. So here's the leek. Leeks are fantastic. In case you've never used a leek before, they taste a lot like licorice, and people use a lot of it. They don't waste. In this case here, we're going to just peel to get to some clean leek, just like this. My refrigerator is running a little cool. I got my delivery the other day, and they were in there until I pulled them out today. So here we go. I'm going to cut these up. Even though they're frozen, and I am struggling a little bit, this is my brand new sharp knife that I just ordered off TV. I love it. If you don't have a sharp knife, you don't have good pans, probably now's a good time to support businesses and order yourself a good knife and some good pans so you can cook. Considering we're all home, we're cooking a lot more now than we did before. And these are kind of large, so I'm just cutting right in the center of them. Just kind of trimming them here a little bit. Just the large ones, the smaller ones I won't mess with. This is so good, these leeks are so good. Okay, there we go. That looks good. Now we'll go ahead and put this in the bowl. Now, for the carrots, I've pre-washed these, and I use the peeled carrots. I just run them down here like this. This is one way to do it. The only thing we're doing this is, of course, you can't use the whole carrot, so you get about that much out of a carrot. So a better way to do that is to use a chopper, and I have this fancy new chopper. This is the second one I got. The other one I bought, it was broken when I got it, so this is a good way to chop stuff, and that's actually better than you can cut the stuff up. So just put them in like this. See what it looks like. I put that in the bowl. Okay, I'll do it one more time. Put a couple in there. There we go. Okay. Okay, now I need some garlic. You take the garlic, it still has the wax paper on it, and you put that in here. And you top it with this, and it chops it, it takes the paper off for you. So now all you have to do is just reach in, grab the paper, you just pull the paper out, and then it's all set. You can just dump it right in there. Okay, let's do a couple more. Let's try 2 at a time. See what happens with 2. Probably gonna put 3 in here. There you go. Okay. Pull the paper off, like that. Put a third one in here. It doesn't work as good on garlic as it does on other things. I have other tools we could use too for the same thing. Like that, so you can see that, how nice that is. It's a little noisy, but it does a great job cutting, chopping. Okay, put that in my bowl of stuff. Clean this up a little bit. We got that, we got the carrots, we got the leek, we got the cheese. Let's take some rosemary. Here's some rosemary. I'm just going to put it in my hand like this, just to warm it up. There you go, the pasta's done already. That's pretty fast. So I just pull the pasta off the burner. Take a frying pan with my sister's olive oil. 2 turns of the pan, like that, of olive oil. Put the sausage in. Now the sausage is pre-cooked, so all we're going to really do is warm it up. Okay? One last thing we need is an onion. So let's take an onion. We don't real lot. That'll be plenty. There we go. Peel. Like that. And then grab some onions. These new knives are so sharp, cut so well, doesn't even have time to make my eyes water. I really needed new knives. I've been using my knives for so many years. They were really dull. So I'm really happy that I ordered knives. I got 2 knives and 10 steak knives. So I have some specialty knives. I have a bread knife, and I have potato knife, other knives. But there we go. That's all looking really good. I'll start with that. Rosemary lid. Put the lid back on her. Let's put some tomato in this. These are sun-dried tomatoes. They're not hot or anything. I'm not a real big hot tomato person. These are more sweet than they are hot. Okay. The only thing I have left to do is the wine and some salt. So here's the salt. Put a little salt on it. This is garlic sea salt. Here's the wine. You're supposed to put in about 3/4 of a cup with this recipe. That's about what was left in the bottle from last time. I used this for my spaghetti sauce. If you ever want that recipe, I have that on my Blogspot channel. So here's the wine and the olive oil. I'm going to put the onions in here. I'm going to put it on the stove for a few minutes and let it start, and then I'll put the wine in last. The burner's hot still. I left it on. I have an induction burner. When you take the pan off, the burner kind of shuts off and then comes back on again when you put the pan on. So while all that is going, I'm going to do canned vegetables today because it is a work night, and I'm just going to take mixed vegetables and I'm just going to open the can and I'm going to put it on the burner and heat them up, or I could even microwave them. For dessert, I'm going to do apples, and I'm going to use my splitter. I'll go ahead and show you that now. There's my plates for my apples. This is my dessert. And of course, you can treat these up, do whatever you want to do. There's different tricks people do. Sometimes people put syrup on them. You can put maple syrup on them. You can put honey, brown sugar. Some people put salt on their apples. I don't, but that's one thing that people do. And that will be your dessert. So the sausage is going. Let's think about putting this wine in and giving it a quick stir. There's really not much to show you, a bunch of stuff in a pan sitting on a stove. Someday I'll put another camera in here and you can see what it looks like, but not really a lot to show you. So now I can take and drain the pasta. I let it sit because I did it for 6 minutes instead of 8. So I let it sit in the water. So now if I want, I can just take my strainer and I can just go ahead and dump it in the strainer and get the all the pasta out of the water. Just make sure that they're all free. Sometimes people put a little olive oil in here. I didn't do this time, and I also didn't put any salt in here. So I need to put some salt in here. So let's go ahead and drain these really fast. There you go. I put it back in the pan. Now I'll put some salt in it. They say this is the only chance you get to season the noodles. They're kind of like a sponge and they'll absorb everything. So there we go, a little bit of oil in there. On top of that, give them a little bit of a shake. Now let's go dump them in. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the wine and I'm going to dump the wine in there. Let that sit. It has to reduce. So I'll just take my trusty can opener. I don't know if you've seen those fancy new ones that they're advertising on the internet. They unroll and they're supposed to be better than these old ones. Especially if you get a dent in the can, like I have in this one here. It's being a little tough to open because of the dent. There we go. Now I take my pasta pan, because I'm a firm believer in not dirtying a lot of pans. This is the pasta strainer. This is the pasta pan. So I'll just throw this on. I'm just going to give this a stir. That I just thought of to kill time for a minute. So normally when I get my order every week, I cut stuff up in advance. So what I like to do is I like to take my celery and I kind of clean up the ends just a little bit, like that. Then I'll take and save 3 stalks off this. The rest I'll cut up. That really smells good. You can smell it. And you don't even have to worry about these tops. I mean, you use these tops and everything. Use all of this from the heart all the way up to the celery. Keep my hand up on the top, up on the heel of the knife. Okay, now I have my celery all cut up. So now I can just put it in one of these containers and throw it in the refrigerator. And I can do the same thing with the carrots. If I want to shred the carrots in advance, I like shredded carrots for salads. So I just run these on the shredder. Gives you something to do for a few minutes. Bigger carrots are probably better because you probably get more for your shredding here, but you can see how hard it is to shred those up. Cut them, bend your fingers back so the knife sits against your fingers. If you're right-handed, tip the knife away from you. Keep your fingers back in the shape of a claw. Try not to cut yourself, doesn't mean you're not going to, but you want to try not to, of course. Especially me. I'm a retired firefighter medic. If I cut myself, I just have to take care of myself. So there we go. There's some carrots and some celery. And I can take and put these together. I can put them over on one side if I want, in the same container. And then if I do, let's say, tuna fish, and I only want salad, I can just grab the celery for making tuna fish, or if I'm doing salad, I could grab both. So I have them all in the container, all set, ready to go. Let me check on this. So the food is all done. The wine has all been reduced. The sausage and the pasta, you just have to mix it, serve it. It's all set and ready to go. So I'll put it in my bowl. Just like that. This is going to be really good. Okay. There we go. Vegetables are all done. Here we go. Clean up my mess a little bit that I make. But anyway. So this is a pretty quick meal. We have everything all in line here. We have dinner all the way down to dessert. Fast, good, healthy. Thanks for watching. Look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget to subscribe.